One of the things that, as you're a grandparent raising grandchildren or any other relative, is you come to a point where you have to decide, what about permanency? How long am I going to have to do this? And when you do that, one of the things I would definitely suggest is to explore what your options are. The goal is always reunification. You want to try to get the children back home. But when you reach that point where it's, how long is it going to happen? Every child deserves permanence. So what you need to do is go find the options.
Get plugged into all the resources out there. There's a lot of organizations out there that are there just to help you. One great organization is Grandparents Raising Grandkids. You can go to one of those meetings, and I guarantee you there'll be somebody at one of those meetings that is willing to stand up and help you. And that's the most important thing, is that you have other shoulders, because sometimes you will feel like crying, and other times, things will go smooth. But the patience, perseverance, and stay plugged in. Get plugged into as many organizations as you can. Put yourself out there. Let them get to know you.
One of the other important things I found in my experience was reaching out to for help in the community. I had gone to a class and met some other grandparents, and we ended up starting a support group in 2006, a Grandparents Raising Grandchildren support group, and found that there were other grandparents, we later called ourselves grandfamilies, that were experiencing some of the same emotional ups and downs, the same stressors, the same issues. One of the issues early on was the legal issues, and not knowing if you really need to go to court, not knowing what papers to fill out, not knowing how to navigate through that system, not having any knowledge of really what goes on in the courtroom and how they make these decisions and how this affects the kids and the whole family.
When it gets to the point where you're thinking about, wow, do I need an attorney? That's a scary thing. Thinking about going into the courtroom and that whole process and the legal system. So you really want to do your research. You want to find out from people you know, check out your support groups, check out your social network, check out and visit with people who have gone through this process, and find out what is the best option for you, and look at what is available in my area. What are my options for permanency in the areas of custody, guardianship, even something as simple as, do I just simply need a power of attorney? Those are issues that you really want to think about before you begin your search for an attorney. And there's a lot of folks out there. Check with any resources in your area.
When you finally do get to court, it's really helpful if you would have done all the homework beforehand. Get all participating parties together if you can. Have discussions amongst each other. Get all people's concerns, and try to deal with what's concerning the other people involved.
You want to find out what's right for you. And anytime you think about an attorney, it's scary. But take a deep breath and just say, okay, what do I want in an attorney? Ask key questions. How long have you been practicing? What area of law do you practice? How accessible are you when I need you? How are you going to bill me? Is it going to be an hour increment? Or when I make phone calls, do I get billed if the phone call takes 3 minutes, or if it takes 10 minutes, am I going to be billed for an hour? These are key things that you want to ask. And what about incidentals? Paperwork, a lot of paperwork. You have to file a lot of motions and possibly petitions to the court. Make sure you have someone that's going to take the time and explain that to you in detail and in a way that you understand. But you just want to make sure that you establish a relationship, because this person, remember, is working for you. Other individuals have responsibilities in the court. There's usually an attorney for the child, referred to as a guardian ad litem. There may be an attorney for the parents. They're called respondent attorneys. You may be declared a special respondent and have the ability to have your own attorney. All of this you want to find out about, so you know exactly what you're going into.
Do your research. That is just kind of never ending. That means, that you know what's available, you have some knowledge of the court system. It might be basic, but have some knowledge of how that works.